Hello guys, my name is Herman and welcome back to our channel Herman and Anna on the road. Today we have another job to do and we are going to do framing for our van. Just recently we bought one big sheet 5x5 Baltic birch plywood. It's 5/8 thickness and I'm going to cut it on different strips. This is my example, and then I'm going to utilize all these holes across Ford Transit van to install rim nuts, and then on top of rim nuts I could install my strips and figure out our framing on the van. So for the beginning I bought this metric rim nut kit. It has different sizes in it. And as you can see, Ford Transit has many holes across ceiling and walls. So the most common size is M6 and M8 metrics. That's what I'm gonna use. And the second consideration, you need to know your layout first. It will allow you to figure out where you need support for your furniture, for your countertop or upper head cabinets, and etc. In our case, I know we're going to have upper cabinets across this wall. That is why I'm going to have these strips and I need to figure out where I can put them. If I have upper cabinet here, so I need to have one support on the top, another support on the bottom, and I can screw my cabinet in these two strips. I'm going to use approach with horizontal strips first. So I'm going to have a long strip across all the wall, on the top, on the bottom, and also somewhere here. And then I'm going to add some vertical strips in area where it's necessary. Guys, I put all my measurements here, list for passenger side, for driver side, and I even mock up my sheet of plywood and how many cuts I need to do. We did some researching and figure out what people use to frame their van. Most common option is just go to Home Depot or any local store and find the lumber. You can find 1 inch by 2 inches or another type of lumber, and you just screw it together, screw to the Ford, to the body of your van, whatever van you use, and that will be it. Another option on the Reddits, different forums and different bloggers, they use birch plywood, specifically Baltic birch plywood. I would like to start explaining the difference between birch plywood and Baltic birch plywood because it's two different items. So in the birch plywood, you might have bottom part and top part made from the birch, but inside the plywood, it will be mix of different wood. So it will be not as heavy, not as sturdy as Baltic birch, because when you use Baltic birch plywood, each layer of plywood will be Baltic birch. That's mean birch that grown somewhere in Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Finland, sometimes Russia. So it's another kind of birch that really have good availability to hold all your screws, and it's like really sturdy and heavy. That is why in our build we will use Baltic birch plywood, specifically 5/8 thickness. We found it in a local store. It's not easy to find, to be honestly. You can find birch plywood everywhere, but Baltic birch plywood, be careful with it and ask, like double check twice if you have really Baltic birch plywood. The typical Baltic birch plywood comes in European size, that 5x5 sheets. Sometimes you can find many bloggers buy 4x8 sheets. That is mostly North American size. Maybe some vendors could like deliver really Baltic birch plywood in 4x8, but we were able to find only 5x5. That's big disadvantage because it's not long enough to do like one big long strip. That is why we will cut on smaller strips and then combine them together. Also, make sure that you have Baltic birch plywood. It should have all equal sizes, each layer inside, and you will see this quality. We have a lot of strips that will be our framing across the van. I mark them out because they're different size. So now I have idea where they're supposed to go. And next job will be install rib nuts into body of the van. So if you're doing your research, you will figure out that Ford mainly has a metric holes across the van. You still can use imperial, but since they officially say metrics, we prefer to attach to metric rib nuts, metric bolts. So make sure you have everything aligned in one system before you start this job. Okay guys, it was easier said than done because we're running with the issue. We borrow this rib nut tool in our friend. It's really nice, a big tool. It's easy to install and insert your rib nut. But the issue, all the sockets, they are imperial. And we already bought metric bolts, metric rib nuts, and they don't fit each other. So now we're running an issue to find another tool. Not many people have tool like this in their garage. That is why we are wasting another day and ordering this tool from Amazon. But guys, if you do the same, make sure you use metric inserts or also named mandrels. So everything across rib nuts, holes and inserts should be aligned. New day, new progress guys. Finally we got this tool from Amazon, rib nut tool. Actually, what I mentioned before, we have metric system here, and also this tool has imperial system. So I just set up this attachment inside, then I use my rib nut kit. In my case, I use M6 bolt. Just screw it on the top. Now the tool is ready. Here I'm going to install my rib nut. I push and then squeeze the handle. Nice. And unscrew the tool from my nut. Take a while. And now you can see we have a thread inside and we have rib nut where we can use our M6 bolt. Just perfect match. And here we will have our frame. So guys, despite the winter outside, we got really lucky because wonderful people allow us to use their workshop here. As you can see, it's heated space and I finally could finish framing for our van. So for now, I would like to show you a little bit more details. As you saw before, I use these rib nuts to install in Ford manufacturer holes. And this is M6 rib nut, so I use M6 bolt accordingly. And I bought these guys. Let me show you more closer. So here is M6, I have M8 and other types. I insert this little guy in rib nut that installed in a van. Then guys, I could mark, like punch wood against the wall and mark 2 spots or like more spots where I need to drill holes. That's the most important thing. I saw many life hacks with painter's tape, with lipstick and etc. where you try to transfer your rib nut position to the wood. But honestly, based on all reviews, it's really hard. It's never worked perfectly. That is why if you buy this special tool, you can buy just only one set, or you can buy like set of few sizes, up to you. But on Amazon it's really cheap, and this allows me easily transfer each position of rim nut to the wood. Sometimes I have like 2 holes in one piece of the wood, sometimes it's like 3, 4, 5 holes, and it works perfectly. Sometimes you need 2 people just to press whole strip to the wall, and then you will know where you should drill your holes. Then I use set of drill bits from smaller one, middle to 1/4. It's again for M6 size of your bolt. So I make a small hole, make it a little bit bigger, and then the final 1/4 size, it fits perfectly for your M6 bolt. And then on top I use 3/8 DeWalt, I forgot how to call this tool, but it allows you actually to make a hole inside the wood, and your bolt will sit flush. Nothing sticks outside.
We have a problem. So we did all of the ceiling framing, everything was nice, and then we had one rivet that got stuck, and now it's been hours of Herman trying to get the...
Still spinning.
It's like the rivet is spinning together with the bolt, and it's been hours of Herman trying to get it out. We just tried the heated gun. Yeah. Okay, I have an update for you. We had this rivet in our van ceiling that was just spinning together with a bolt. So we needed to take it out, and it took us 4 hours. To be honest, it took Herman 3 hours, and then I joined for another hour of just trying to get it out slowly but surely. And we just succeeded. It was very annoying, but we have it done. The ceiling framing piece is quite destroyed, and the hole in the van is huge now. So we are going to make a new hole in the beam and the ceiling, and a new hole in our framing piece. And we're gonna install it, and hopefully we'll have the ceiling done today.
Guys, finally I could call this job done. We just finished our framing in our van. As you can see behind, we have foreign strips for each wall and for the ceiling. Here we use 5/8 Baltic birch plywood, and here we use 1/2 inch just birch plywood because it's more flexible. We use rib nuts, we use M6 and M8 bolt to screw it down to the van, and as you can see, it's really durable. Also, the last piece we just finished, we run our harness. It's World Transit Standard harness. All this line. From here, you need to pull out these connectors, and I made this cut to have it nice and smooth up to the back. And then on the back, it's going to your rear lights, stop lights, and etc. etc. So we zip tied everything, we put it under furring strips, and now it's nice, secure, and I hope this angle will help us cover, because here will be ending of our ceiling, and here our wall started, because we could attach plywood here, 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 and here. As you can see from the previous owner, we have these 2 stainless steel metal bars. I plan to use them to attach our bed, just fix everything, and probably we will have some internal flares or like frames that extend our bed. Here, guys, we're going to have bed on this area. Then we left some space to have a mattress here. I'm going to build additional frame for this niche to keep it more secure. and it will be additional bump out for our heads, and we will have similar niche on the opposite passenger side. Additional 3.5 inches space on each side, so it's plus 7 inches for the main width of our van. I think that's a good idea, and we don't need any additional flyers and cut the van and do something else. I went ahead and we added these beautiful niches into our van, since on this side we're expecting to have workplace and kitchen. Will be adding somewhere here where the window end. We will have some additional storage space for Anna to store some office items. So I added this niche, added some structure connection. The same on this side. We're expecting to have cooktop somewhere here, and it will be nice place to store like oil, maybe some salt, pepper, we'll see, but it will be kitchen niche. The main issue with all of these guys, that walls in the van really odd. We have bigger space here than here, so I need to figure out, and all these niches, they not even. Actually looks good, better than I expect, but I still have additional work to do.
I want to mention that we used the wood glue beside the screws whenever we were attaching any of the wooden slats to each other. We also learned about protecting plywood later on, but we ended up covering the sides of the birch plywood with polyurethane. Birch plywood is very resistant to moisture, but extra protection is always good. And we're very happy with the way framing turned out. It is sturdy, it is way slimmer than other options, so we would definitely recommend it.
Thank you guys for watching this video. We are really happy with the way our framing turned out.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram or TikTok. We post daily updates of our van build there.
And thank you, subscribe and hit the like button below.
And we'll be very happy to see you back here for more of the van build updates and for the final results.